Welcome to the Bullpen Report, powered by Fantasy Baseball Cafe. I'm Jason Gilbo at JGilbo11, taking a look at some pen situations, a couple injury concerns over the last couple, really week and a half here. You got Jake McGee out there in Colorado, Jonathan Papelbon as well. Some situations kind of clearing up there, which is nice. You get some immediate relief if you're in dire need off the waiver wire. Jake McGee here on the DL with a left knee inflammation. We're going to be out indefinitely. Carlos Estevez is going to be a guy who steps in and going to be the active closer for the meantime. Has had a solid 26% strikeout rate. Walk rate at 11.1% is a little iffy for me, but still, he's been a guy. I mean, he shut the door in the last 3 outings. Has yet to allow a base runner, picking up some saves there. So overall, going to be a guy to go out and add. Unfortunately, he does pitch in Coors, so it's a little bit disappointing. At times, maybe you'll see a blown save or two during his time filling in. But overall, he's gotten the job done so far, and you like that as well. They're in the midst of a road stretch too, so he's definitely a guy to go out and grab. Next one here, you got Jonathan Papelbon on the DL with a right intercostal strain. This is something that can linger on. It's obviously a tough spot in your body to deal with. And there has been some clearing of the situation earlier. Dusty Baker wasn't sure what was going to happen with the bullpen as far as who's going to get the closer. But Sean Kelly is going to be the guy who is going to be the acting closer. Very solid this season. 2.45 ERA backed by a 2.12 FIP. 36.5% strikeout rate this year and just a 6.3 walk rate. So really solid numbers. I expect him to come in and do a really solid job closing the door in the back end. Also, thank you, Dusty Baker, for not making us wait. And we got a situation where we can go out and grab him immediately. Finally, Glen Perkins. I think we knew it was kind of coming soon. Also, I mean, there was a couple of speculations that maybe he wasn't going to be able to pitch a season, but definitely not. And finally, Kevin Jepsen out of that closer role. Still a bad situation to really deal with. At the moment, Brandon Kinsler is the guy who's, in that back end, but I mean, doesn't have electric stuff, isn't really a swing and miss guy, 4.6 hits FIP. Still, I think this Minnesota situation is one to avoid. One, they're not really giving you any real save opportunities to begin with. And I think they were at this point still just doing more harm than good, regardless of who is in that back end. A couple other ones to deal with. We got the Astros bullpen. Luke Gregerson, Ken Giles has not been a situation that's been great this year, but Will Harris is coming in and really closed the door. 1.68 FIP this year, 27% strikeout rate. In the month of June, he's had 5 saves, which has been nice. So if he's still lingering out there for some reason, go ahead and go snag him up. He's a guy to definitely own. Cincinnati still, Tony Cingrani has been better in June, allowing a 249 WOBA to hitters. That was compared to 372 in May. Still, the walk rate's the biggest issue for me at 14%. He is your guy to kind of look at from this team, but I still think it's one of these situations. If you're completely desperate for saves or in a deep league, I mean, this is where you're going to be looking. And there's a reason. I mean, this bullpen is the worst in the bigs. So if you don't need to, if it's not a big concern for you, I would just stay away from the situation, much like the Twins. Oakland situation continues to be a little bit non-fantasy friendly. You got Ryan Madson, who's been a couple rocky outings of late against Houston and Los Angeles. Los Angeles ended up picking up the win. The Oakland back end, I mean, him and Sean Doolittle being used for saves, but not really a ton between the two. And it's a situation where, one, if you're in a deep league, I mean, they're not really killing you, but they're also not doing a lot of, they're not producing a ton for your saves. ERA, I mean, is decent. They both carry decent strikeout rates, so still worth looking at, but you're not going to get a ton on the saves front from really either one of them. That's going to wrap things up here with the Bullpen Report. Be sure to check out Fantasy Baseball Cafe for our forums and content.